So welcome to Turn Week. I'm Kristen Kusanovich, the director of the project at Santa Clara University, and I'm very honored to be with all of you today, and I want to thank you all for coming. We have an international audience here for the Environmental Volunteer Network, and we're very pleased to have Iman Hassemieh be our moderator today to introduce Mr. Abdulhadi Achakzai. So thank you so much, Iman, for taking on this session, and for Mr. Achakzai for this wonderful collaboration with tUrn Santa Clara and tUrn Afghanistan.
Thank you so much, Kristen. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. At the beginning of tUrn's partnership with the Environmental Volunteer Network, EVN for short, I was doing some background research on Afghanistan in preparation for our first meetings with Mr. Achakzai and the rest of EVN. I learned about the beautiful country of Afghanistan as a place of rich and dynamic culture situated along the Silk Road. I also learned about some hardships that the country has suffered. From the Mongols to the United States, the Afghani people have been subjected to empires trying to claim Afghanistan as their own. No matter the force they face, the Afghani people continue to display extraordinary and unwavering resilience, fighting back in their graveyard of empires. Today, Afghanistan faces a new enemy, the climate crisis. Air and water pollution plague urban areas, while deforestation devastates rural life. I found myself overwhelmed as I learned these problems and unsure if EVN could solve enough of them to turn the tide. EVN is 1,400 volunteers strong, but a changing climate has no body to strike. My confidence wavered, but not for long. tUrn and EVN had our first official meeting on July 15th, 2021, and met once a week, every week after. I learned that EVN's mission is to improve the quality of life of the Afghani people through a protected environment, capacity building, and public awareness to combat the climate crisis and promote social, economic, and community well-being. Exactly 1 month after our first meeting, the Taliban took control of Kabul. During an active military takeover, as every member of EVN was in mortal danger, we conducted our Thursday meeting like we always had. Like a commander rallying his troops for another epic battle, Mr. Achakzai said, "We are trying to adapt. We should continue our activities. We should have patience. We will continue to work." Against all odds, I heard the words of an unbroken spirit. I knew that I was witnessing firsthand that all-powerful resilience of the Afghani people that had stopped empires in their tracks. From that second on, I didn't have a shadow of a doubt that Afghanistan's climate problems would be solved or every member of EVN would die trying. It is my honor and privilege to present the CEO of the last standing environmental organization in Afghanistan, known as the Environmental Volunteer Network, Mr. Abdulhadi Achakzai.
Thank you very much, Ms. Professor Preston and Mr. Iman, Ms. Sarah, and all our colleagues that we were talking and we were discussing, we were sharing our experiences and lessons from the first couple of months. I'm really excited to be partnered with the tUrn project, especially that I understand and knew the Ms. Professor that she is very professional management. She has very professional management and she has very professional leadership skills. And my colleagues, especially Mr. Iman, Sarah, and all our colleagues that we had good meetings and we had good time. And it was really exciting time for me. And I was witness of many things that I have learned during our time. And as CEO and the founder of the Environmental Volunteer Network in Afghanistan, I really proud of being one of the international partners of the project. Its professional team, the council members, Ms. James, that I will remember I will never forget her sympathy, and also Mr. Bob and all our colleagues that we had tagged during our meetings. Thank you very much again, and the technical supports and all the things that you have discussed and you have provided to us. It's not forgettable, and I, as a representative of 1,400 people in Afghanistan that they are a member of EVN, and more than 50 civil societies that they have a membership and partnership with EVN. I really appreciate the efforts and the strides that you have provided to us, and especially that you had during the requests that we did for the COP meetings that will be conducted at the end of October. You tried a lot, and you shared your experiences, and you shared your sympathy. I really appreciate that, and I'm really excited. Thank you very much. Now I will come to the introduction of Environmental Volunteer Network that have we established, and what is our network, and how we work in Afghanistan. As you all, as you had mentioned in your first talk, my name is Abdulhadi Achakzai. I'm the CEO and founder of Environmental Volunteer Network in Afghanistan. And the Environmental Volunteer Network, it's a civil society association which is working to connect different people from different capacities and different communities to work together for ensuring a clean and healthy environment in our country. EVN is a non-political and non-governmental, non-profitable, and a volunteer civil society initiative, which is open to everyone who wants to seek social justice and solutions for environmental and climate change initiatives and activities in our country. As our country is mostly affected by environmental issues and climate change issues, as well as air pollution. So we have initiated this first ever group in Afghanistan to combat against environmental related issues. And the legal source of the EVN. Based on the Afghanistan Environmental Law, Article number 7, the Environmental Volunteer Network was officially registered with the National Environmental Protection Agency, NEPA of Afghanistan, as a civil society association. Our operational areas, EVN network initially commenced its voluntary activities in Kabul, Afghanistan, and expanded its planning to extend its approach to alter the provinces of the country. It means that we are covering all the country, all provinces of Afghanistan, to extend our approach and conduct environmental related campaigns and conduct environmental related activities in our country. Members, EVN membership is always open to everyone. It means that Environmental Volunteer Network, it is a special address that everyone can have a membership of the EVN. Currently, 50 eligible civil societies are registered with EVN as volunteer partners, members, and more than 1,400 qualified people from different capacities are registered as volunteer members with the EVN. Most of them are young people, and they are working and they have specialization in different areas. Since we have established the EVN network in Afghanistan in 2020, we had achieved many different achievements, and especially we have partnerships with different national and international organizations. EVN has partnered with the United Nations Paris Committee for Capacity Building PCCB Network as of February 2020. Paris Committee for Capacity Building PCCB Network was established by the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC Secretary to implement Paris Agreement. EVN has partnered with tUrn Climate Crisis and Action Project, an invitational initiative led by faculty, staff, and students centered at Santa Clara University, California, United States, as of March 2021. tUrn, like EVN, is a member of the United Nations Paris Committee for Capacity Building Network. The tUrn project is a volunteer effort open to anyone who wants to learn into the climate crisis and seek of socially justice and solutions that benefits all. The EVN has signed collaborative implementer partnership IP agreement with National Environmental Protection Agency (NEPA) and 24 May 2021. The National Environmental Protection Agency (NEPA) was established in 2005 by the government of Afghanistan as an independent national institution. EVN has signed collaborative partnership agreement with Students Promotion Program. The Students Promotion Program, or SPP, is a national and international education providing service agency. It was published by the government in the governmental media information center, GMIC, by the special order of the President Ghani in 2015. Our vision and mission is specific. The EVN vision is to improve the quality of life through protected environment, capacity building, and public awareness. It also works to combat against climate crisis and promote social, economic, and community well-being, as well as sustainable lifestyle and livelihood approach for the people of Afghanistan. Our mission, EVN mission, is to ensure clean, healthy, and well-protected environment through implementing different national and international programs that will increase public awareness. EVN accomplishes this through conducting trainings in various aspects of environmental education and promotes a civil dialogue and campaigns focused primarily on the most pressing health and environmental issues in Afghanistan, such as eliminating air pollution, both inside and outside the houses. Since we established the EVN, we have conducted different activities and campaigns and trainings for different people in different areas. We had conducted air pollution reduction campaign in Kabul city. Main purpose of this campaign was to educate our people to use good materials in winter season and prevent the use of those materials which pollutes air. Like in our country, in most cases, people are poor, so their economy is not stable. In winter season, they are burning tires, plastics, and coal, and they do not have enough money, or we do not have 24 hours electricity. Even we do not have 8 hours regular electricity to use electricity hits in the winter season. And people are burning everything that takes fire. So the people, we educated our people to use, to do not use and prevent burning old tires, coal, and plastics, and instead use either wood, and also install smoke filter. It's a kind of filter available in Afghanistan which filters the smoke. So we had conducted different campaigns in this. We also have conducted cycle riding campaign and under the slogan of "One Day Without Car." More than 500 people attended this campaign, and we selected specific area in Kabul city, and we went in the bicycles, which half of them were female that they attended our campaign. This campaign conducted a couple of months back here in Kabul city. The same, we had conducted 5 days training for the Kabul University students to educate them about environmental issues. We had conducted 2 days public awareness training for different school students. We had conducted trainings for different school students to educate them about protecting the trees, protecting the environment, and combating against the climate change related issues. And we are conducting public awareness through different TV channels here in Kabul city. It's like ongoing process that every time we are going and we are proclaiming the message. We are receiving the message through different TV channels to our people in every communities to educate them how to protect the environment and the importance of a good environment. And same we had, it was first time in Kabul in Afghanistan that we had conducted National Sapling Days and in spring season. we had like we cultivated different kind of trees, sapling, and we educated our people. We told them the importance of sapling and how they protect these trees and what are the benefits of trees. And we have been conducting different campaigns through social media. We have our members; they are like media activists, social media activists. They have lots of friends and they have lots of followers, likes in social media. So we are conducting like we are passing the message and they are sharing with us. The same we are conducting consultative meetings with environmental specialists, civil activists. So this is also an ongoing process that we are regularly educating our people, especially we are sharing experiences with environmental specialists and experts, and we are sharing experiences and motivating civil societies to work for environment. And the same, we have environmental awareness training in different university students for different university students. In Kabul, we conducted different public awareness programs and trainings for the university students to educate them and tell them about the importance of environment. And we have conducted public awareness through painting environmental messages on walls and streets. It was a campaign that we have conducted. We have shared our experiences and wrote the importance of trees, how to protect trees, and what are the importance of trees to be protected, and what are the importance of a good environment. And we have also one of our EVN member. He established and constructed family park in order to create greenery in the areas and educate and motivate other people as well as to construct parks and establish greenery in their respected areas. All these activities that we have conducted are volunteer. We had no like a financial or other support from any other agency or any other organization. These activities were conducted by our people and our environmental network members. And the same, we have a policy and procedures for every section. Like we have for trainings, we have a special policy. And the same we have for membership eligibility policy and procedure. And we have policy procedure for senior members. We have technical members. I will explain our chart that we have different. We have like in a touch organizational structure. In the same, we have when a new member joins EVN, we are conducting in three-time interviews. It means that there are three kinds of interviews that he or she will attend. And then we have a policy for campaigns. Whenever we are conducting campaigns, we have a special policy. And the women participation and in AVN network. AVN network is the only network which have more women participation and a special consideration for women. And we have a special strategy to encourage women and females to take the active part in decision making and other processes of the organization. The EVN considered equal rights and encouraging women to work for their nation and be active part of the organization official structure. Like me, I am the CEO of the EVN. My first deputy is a female member. And we have more than 35% female members. Like we have 1,400 members here in Kabul, and we have more than 35% female members here. They are very active and we're proud of them. We have 4 main committees for AVN, like the Environmental Inspection Control Committee, Environmental Experts Committee, and the Media and Public Awareness Committee, Pollution Prevention Committee. These are 4 main committees that we have for AVN. AVN has engaged more than 5,000 people during its campaigns and public awareness programs as described in the activities chart. As I mentioned in my earlier activities that we have conducted different activities. In Kabul, since we conducted these activities, we engaged more than 5,000 people. And we also have professional experts that we are conducting surveys and we are conducting monitoring processes, and we are sharing with the government entities to take action against that. We are a non-political organization, a non-political civil society association, so we cannot insist on those people because we have no power. Our power is our people, our communities. So we do not have government power. In this case, we are sharing concepts of our government to take action against that. The same we had, like we identified buildings here in Kabul city that produce more smoke and pollutes here in Kabul. So we conducted a survey and we identified different buildings, and we said how to protect their, for example, what are the alternatives? We found alternatives that in the current situation, they are using like old tires and instead of wood, they are using coal and as well as plastics. So what is the alternative to be used? We conducted a survey and found that they can use, they can install like a filter, and they can buy wood in the winters, in the summer season. In the winter season, it will be expensive, but in summer season, it will be inexpensive. So this is the alternative we found for them. And they can install a kind of smoke filter, and that will be not, and it will not pollute the air. The same, we have prepared a concept for conducting survey to identify the types of cars, vehicles here in Kabul city. Unfortunately, Kabul city has a lot of trafficking. Kabul city has lots of problems. And one of the main issues that pollutes our air is old vehicles, old cars that produce smoke, and there is as well as unconstructed roads. So while there are unconstructed roads and the vehicles are old and it produce lots of smoke, in this case, it will affect our air, and it will affect to pollute air. The same, we had we provided and prepared a concept for conducting campaigns for air pollution prevention. We prepare a concept that social communities or social societies plus governmental agencies, if they together work and pressure and bring pressure and those high building owners that they are using like old tires, they are using different things. We prepared a concept that how to prevent that. The same, we had provided concept to the NEPA that every year they should conduct academic dialogues to establish and benefit like under different names. We also provided a concept for planting trees in different areas and streets in Kabul city. It was like a very, very different concept that we provided. We asked the NEPA to, for example, to together work with us, and we also can work with them, and we will conduct a kind of campaign in the streets and the houses, and we will educate and we will motivate house owners that if they have a special area in their houses, like in yard, so they can cultivate different kind of trees, and they can plant trees, and they can name the trees by their children. Like in one house, there are different people they are living. So, for example, if I'm in my family, I'm 5 members. So I can cultivate and plant 5 trees in my home. One tree is by my name, another tree is by my wife's name, another tree is by my children's name, one child, another child, for example, like this way. We will extend this approach to all parts of the country, so everyone will be trying to protect the trees, to give water, and it was like a very good concept that we provided. This is our structure. First, we have Chief Executive Officer, then we have front office 10 members to follow up the works. Then we have Legal Advisory Board, 5 members, that they have master degrees, these 5 people, and they are very active and educated and experienced people. That it is like a kind of advisory board. Then we have Social Deputy, she is a female, and then we have admin and finance deputy, and then we have technical board members, the team members. We have like, this is our council. This is the main council that we have for our EVN. The same, we have a head of environmental experts committee, then deputy of the committee, then members. And then we have head of environmental inspection and monitoring committee, then committee deputy, and then we have members. Then we have head of the air pollution prevention committee, deputy of the committee members, and then we have head of media and awareness committee, committee deputies and deputy and committee members. Well, I will just come to the current situation of Afghanistan air pollution condition and water condition. Air pollution condition in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is considered as one of the most affected countries in the worldwide. Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, ranks among one of the most polluted capital cities in the world. Outdoor air pollution is a mix of chemical particulate matters and biological materials that react with each other to form tiny hazardous and particles. It contributes to breathing problems, chronic diseases, increased hospitalization, and premature mortality, according to a report published by the Ministry of Health of Afghanistan. About 3,000 people die every year in the capital due to air pollution-related diseases. Main cases of air pollution in Afghanistan, especially in our big cities. Air pollution is caused by solid and liquid particles and certain gases that are suspended in the air. In Kabul, below are main cases and sources that pollute air. For example, illegal houses in Kabul city. We have, for Kabul, unfortunately, we have illegal houses, and our houses, it's like when there is a kind of weather or something like this happens, it cannot, for example, the weather cannot push this air. For example, if it is the air is polluted, this polluted air cannot be pushed by weather, by wind. In this case, because there are illegal houses, big buildings in one part of the country, in a city, it has like a lease, it is a small house, but beside that, it is a big house. The same, there are big houses, and Kabul is covered by mountains. In this case, it's like geographically, Kabul city is located in a can. And when there is wind, if there is something that cannot carry out the polluted air. This is one of the biggest problems that we have here in Kabul. The same, we have more population. In Kabul, the Kabul city is designed only for 2 million or 3 million people to be lived. But unfortunately, more than 6 million people are living here in Kabul now. This is this is one of the main reasons for rising air pollution level. Kabul city is only for 3 million, but now even approximately 6 million, even if you can say that more than 6 million people are living here. And the poor infrastructure, like our streets are not constructed, our roads are in many places that are not constructed. This is also main reason. Uncontrolled trafficking in Kabul city, for example, if a vehicle is old, not old, anything, if it produce pollution, smoke, anything, it is also one of the main cases that produce air pollution. The geographical location, Kabul city is covered by mountains. It's also a big problem. Poverty that people use bad materials in the winter season, that's also a big problem. Other environmental related problems in Afghanistan. Environmental problems of change Afghanistan to a serious problem that impacts the increasing of air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. One of our biggest problems is forests. Afghanistan has only 2% of forests cover of the total land area, and it has been greatly impacted by the climate change risks and challenges as the temperature increases and water availability decreases. Afghanistan forests have been damaged severely as a result of deforestation and commercial logging, local demand for firewood, droughts, and etc. And currently, one of the biggest problems that we are facing is that in many of our provinces, like in Kunar province, in Nuristan province, in Khus province, in Patia province, and etc., the people are cutting mountain trees. Unfortunately, in Afghanistan, the government has lost, and the government political situation is there was like a big revolution in our country. In this current situation, people are cutting the trees in the mountains, and they are smuggling to another countries. So they are smuggling to our neighbor countries, and they are using for example, making chairs, tables, and they are also taking for their demands like firewood. This is a very bad condition that we are seeing now, as well as food security. Food security in Afghanistan is also a major problem due to non-availability of water supplies, climate change, like flood and water security. Scarcity have greatly affected the topsoil and cases land degradation. Biodiversity loss has been found throughout the country. Population growth is the main cases of the biodiversity loss. Population rise leads an increased pressure and nature support base, leading to a deforestation, overgrazing and hunting. Droughts and water non-availability are also the cases of biodiversity. In current situation, we are also in come back to inform our government, this new government, and the world that in situation people are hunting the birds, and they're hunting the birds in the mountains for their own purpose and uses. Water pollution is also a huge concern in Afghanistan for our environment. Environmental solutions. Afghanistan, more than 80% of the population relies direct and natural resources such as rangeland and water bodies for their livelihood and daily needs. Only 12% of the land is available. In this case, how to protect and what are the solutions of environment? Protecting natural resources, this is one main part that can protect our environment. Public awareness, force people to keep their cities and streets clean, increase forests and greeneries in the mountains, and the international committee supports to solve this problem, and forcing the big building owners and other places that produce smokes which pollutes air, as well as stopping the current cutting of trees in the mountains, as well as in different locations of the country. And our last session is avian activities during tUrn week here in Afghanistan. Fortunately, we are witness of very historical and very good initiative in Afghanistan. And currently, even today, we had conducted different campaigns as well as trainings for different people. It was the first historical innovation in Afghanistan that we are conducting tUrn week, and we are conducting different events to educate people, to engage people in this our events. We have our first event in Afghanistan. We have public awareness like environmental training for different people. Today was 11th of October, our first day that we conducted the environmental training. More than 120 people attended this this training. We provided many people, they attended the training practically, they practiced the learning of different techniques in environmental issues, and we also provided opportunity for girls, for females, for our even female members, and also other people who are not a member of the AVN. We provided online that they attended our online program here in this our call. I see that most of our people that I see they were attended our class, and also I have seen our people they attended through Zoom and online conference, online training. They got online training. And tomorrow we will have air pollution reduction, home-to-home awareness campaign, and 12th of October, this campaign will be conducted in 22 districts of the Kabul city. We have created more than 55 different groups. These groups, they are small groups, and small groups will be educating people in different regions and different districts in the city of Kabul city. They will educate, we have already identified big buildings and the residential places that they produce air, and they are like did not install something like a smoke filter, and they are again they will be using like old tires, plastics, and rubbers, coal in the winter season. So now we are encouraging them to buy wood. It's inexpensive now, and install like filter. We will do this, as well as we will have a training on 13th of October again, and again we will conduct the training. It will be a second day, and then on 14th of October, environmental academic dialogue will be conducted, and then city cleaning campaign we have here in Kabul city in different locations, and water conservation campaign, like we will educate people against droughts and against how to protect, how to be ready for the climate crisis and droughts in our Kabul, Afghanistan. The Train Week will be celebrated in Kabul, different locations. Based on the AVN plan, different locations are identified, such as Khushal Khan, Darlaman, Chawabamin, Khair Khana, and etc. These identified areas will be covered in environmental campaigns. In this campaign, more than 5,000 people will be engaged, and they will be educated, and they will understand what is the value of environment and how to protect their environment. This is a historical campaign and a historical events that we will be conducting in Afghanistan, because in Afghanistan, first, AVN is the only active group in Afghanistan which is working to educate people, and which is conducting campaigns, which is conducting like which is conducting trainings for our people. It's like a voluntary initiative. One thing that it was our first day that encouraged me and it motivated me. There were two things. First, that it is like my experience that I learned from our first day. Here it is evening, for you it is morning. Our days, like this is the last of our day. It is like we did our job today. In the morning we had established different groups, and our groups, they conducted campaigns. And when we conducted campaigns, we were encouraged by our local people. And when we started our campaigns, at the same time, we created different teams, and many people were following us, and many people were welcoming us. And it was like a good experience that I have. The same for the training. We designed the training for 60 people, that they will be practically presented, and also they will attend the Zoom program. But when we attended our class, more than 80 people, they came and they attended the class, and they were making us like, please accept me, I would like to attend the class. And more than 40 our female staff, our female members, and university students, they also attended through Zoom. It was like a very motivative and very encouraging for us that they have hope for betterment of the country. In the first day, we had like different speakers. First, I myself introduced the AVN and the scope of AVN and what we are doing. And then Mr. Salah Kabir, he is a lecturer, consultant, and climate action activist. He talked about the impacts of climate change in poor countries. Mr. Salah has 3 master degrees, and from different countries, France, India, and I don't know another country. He has 2 master degrees. And then Mr. Rahullah Firdaus, he is university lecturer and environmental expert, activist. He also talked about the importance of environmental institution and their impacts on society. And then we had group discussion with the different groups, and these groups will educate other people tomorrow. And they will be practically working tomorrow, and they will educate other people. We have created different teams. And the day after tomorrow, again, they will come and they will attend the class, And the class will again learn new things, and we will have three speakers. And the first session, the group discussion, the three people from the group, they will present what they have discussed today. Like our topic was how to protect air pollution. This was our main topic. So they will present their ideas, how they discussed and what are the techniques and how they what they achieved. In the same, we will have like Mr. Dr. Toyeb. He is a lecturer and PhD and HR expert, and he will talk about employees' responsibility in protecting their environment, like employees and environment that are two related issues. How to protect if I'm employee of the organization, how I can protect my environment here in the organization. And then we will have how climate change could impact the global economy. This topic will be led by Mr. Mohammed Zarif Qadri. He is lecturer and economic expert. And then we will have the effects of war, conflicts, and climate change. This will be led by Mr. Hikmat Jalil. He is lecturer, presenter, and environmental expert. And then again, we will have water conservation campaign the second day. Then we will have a city cleaning campaign. And then we will have environmental dialogue. For the campaigns, as I mentioned before, we have selected different areas. We had identified different areas. But one of the important issues that is academic dialogue. Academic dialogue will be conducted, and more than 200 people looking to the capacity of the hall. We have invited more than 200 people from different capacity, from different communities. They will come, they will attend. And we have selected 5 panel members. The panel members, and they will be discussing the first, for example, 2 of our members, like one is Kabul University Environmental Department Head, and Kabul University Agricultural Department Head, and as well as environmental experts, lecturers, as well as social activists, civil society activists, that you will talk about their rules. And these are the things that we will be discussing. And the panel will be first talking about the our subject that we have selected, and then we will have question and answer. We will invite local media, like today we invited local media, and in different TVs it will be published, and the TV channels, journalists will also ask the related questions, and it will be answered. And then we will have like a conclusion. It will be like for 2 hours. At the end, we will have media conference. It will be like a media conference. We will go and we will ask the world, Afghanistan, new government to consider environment. It is very important, and we will invite national and international medias. And we are also in this process. We have created the 2 members, a special group that they will be regularly engaged in the media, and they will be going to the media, and they will be discussing what we are doing, how we are doing, and they will be receiving the message to our people. And we just targeted 5,000 people. But since we saw that even today we engaged more than that, it means that within 2 or 3 days we will reach to our target. It is like a historical campaign, historical events for Afghanistan. Thank you very much for your kind patience. Thank you very much, Mr. Professor and Mr. Iman, and all participants. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Achakzai. That was incredible. We are so excited for your accomplishments today. And yes, you are 11 and a half hours ahead of us, and so far ahead of us in even more ways than just time. We have put into the chat all of your contacts, so I hope that everybody on the call who's not already following EVN can go ahead and just copy those. And I've also put into the chat an evaluation form so we can have some feedback. Your ideas, your feelings about this session are very important to us. So perhaps Iman would like to say our concluding remarks, and then we'll finish up the session.
I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Mr. Achakzai. Thank you to the rest of the EVN team. Thank you to Kristen. Thank you to Sarah, Amanda, Gloria. It's been a journey and one I have been excited and blessed to be on. So, خیلی ممنون و خداحافظ.
Thank you, Iman. And
Thank
that
you, Sarah. Thank you.
concludes our session. If anyone has another question, feel free to put it in the chat. But we will see you all at upcoming tUrn events. I just want to show you the schedule for today in case you're curious about what's going to happen. Or actually, I'll show you this instead. This is our website. And if you'd like to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, those are ours. And we, again, thank you so much to the speakers, our moderator, and we appreciate your feedback for tUrn. So everyone have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful night. Best of luck tomorrow with the EVN campaign in Afghanistan. And to the rest of you, thanks for being up so early here in California. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you all soon.